And
we are recording. Yep, like she said, happy Sunday, happy Labor Day weekend. Apple stores down here are open until, well, you better bust her bubble in. So I wanted to touch on the sale really quick. I mean, we know the deal, right? So you do your follow-ups, you check in with your customers. If you personally can't put an order in for 160, that's totally fine. Hook one of your customers up with another customer. Like, say Rebecca is my customer, and Kiana wants to order. I can have Kiana go to Rebecca's referral link and sign up as a customer, and then they can tag team together and put an order in. And then you're still getting volume for both and getting paid on both. So hello, I did that last time. I personally don't need any product right now, so that's probably what I'll be doing. But it also just shows, I feel like it shows other customers too, like, oh, well, there's other customers that want to do this. And then you can also tell them, you know, Kiana that signed up on Rebecca's link, now Rebecca only needs one more customer to get her free product. So because, you know, they can do the referral too. They can get 2 customers and get free product. So that's huge for setting your customers up for that. So there's that. So like I said, really put it on your stories tomorrow at midnight Eastern. Yes. Put it on your stories. I know Candy had a bunch of tips. Actually, Candy, do you want to talk about that real quick? Because me and Kiana both were like, nope, we're not the type.
well, she shared them in the big chat too.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Just if you guys hadn't seen, Candy posted a bunch of really good tips, and one of my favorites that I didn't think about was half off of the 800 pack, basically, because if they order a 400 pack, it'll be doubled. So they're basically getting an 800 pack for $400. Candy said they're watching a movie too. So, but yeah, she shared a lot of really good tips. If Candy always does like the tag team thing, and she always hooks her customers up and helps her team, like this is one of her favorite sales. And like with Krista, I mean, I earned $1,000 in credit, so I don't personally need it. So I'm wanting to just hook up like my customers together who want to get a couple months supply of their 3 steps or, you know, any other mixture of products. But you can go ahead. I didn't even mean to cut you off.
Oh, you're good. And then, you know, so while she said that, I just had an idea too, like getting your potential promoters coming in on their packs half off. Like she said, you can offer a 200 pack or a 400 pack half off. They get the 200 pack, they're getting another 200 pack basically. So you can even tell them, you know, if their mom or their friend or whatever wants to sign up, or even if you had another promoter and you wanted to sign them under them or a customer or whatever, really getting those people started with the, you know, the right setup, getting all of the products going. It's a really good idea to run with. So make sure you're posting that for promoters too. And I think that was pretty much it we wanted to touch on the sale. Just make sure that you're reaching out to your customers, you're letting them know what's going on, reach out to those potential promoters, go live, talk about it, and just blow it up for the next couple of days. Can our tag team be another promoter? Yes.
In your own, it has to be personally enrolled.
Right. So it can't be like Kiana and Letisa can't do it together. It has to be somebody underneath them. Just with all of that said, just make sure that you're really taking advantage of these sales. You know, my thing is you probably whined all week and was like, oh my gosh, we need to sell. I need to sign customers. We need this and that and blah, blah. But when the sales drop, you're like sitting there not knowing what to do with your hands when you could be doing follow-ups or talking to people or going live about it. So make sure you're taking advantage. I know one of our main things, like me and Kiana just talked about this, you don't get ready and then keep getting ready every time something happens. You get ready and stay ready. This is another reason that me and Kiana always keep our inboxes cleaned out. I don't know. I know we've shared this before, but a lot of you all may be new, but we've been doing this for years. The only thing in our inbox is Instagram and Facebook are potentials. If Rebecca messages me, which we don't talk on Facebook, but if Rebecca messages me and asks me a question on Facebook, when I'm done talking to her, I archive her message. It don't need to be there. I'm not trying to sign her up. I already signed her up. So if that makes sense, and it's not anything like, you know, I don't want this person in my inbox or whatever, but it keeps it cleaned out. So when I go to do my follow-ups, all I do is scroll, copy, paste, you know, check in with this person, save this to that person. That's all I do. So all my people are right there. It's very, very easy to, you know, take advantage of that.
I wanted to add to that too. Instagram is even easier because Instagram does have the starred feature or the flagged feature, and then the general folder. So all of your messages go to your primary folder, and then I move all my potentials. I just swipe over on it and move them to general. And then all of my customers are like flagged. So you could choose to do it however you want, but like you could flag all your potentials, and you can actually go filter your messages by flagged or go to your general folder. So if I tap general in my DMs on Instagram, it's only potentials.
Yep.
Whereas my primary folder, that's where I'm like engaging more on people's stories and stuff like that. So those correspondences before they turn into a conversation about the products or the business, they're in my primary folder, and then I move them over to general. Mostly on Facebook, people just come to me anyways, you know, like they jump in my inbox like, hey, I need this, this, and this, or what do you do for this, or how much is that? But on Instagram, that's where I'm doing more of like responding to people's stories, like, you know, just like about their kids and about them traveling, especially when I see people who are in New Orleans, because that's my spot. So whenever I see somebody in New Orleans, I'm always messaging them, and I'm like, that place is so good, or, you know, you should try this, you should try going here. I'm on a Zoom. Okay. You're lucky.
I'm jealous because I have no kids here right now. Like, it's amazing. I don't know if I want to stay up all night and work or go to sleep. I don't know.
Close the door.
But
anyway,
yeah,
so your inbox is up that way.
And it's not something you have to be hard on yourself and keep it cleaned up every single day. And oh my gosh, I can't go to bed until, you know, whatever is done. But another thing that I've figured out is if you do go back and clean it up every week or every 2 weeks or something like that, you find people like, say Kiana was asking me about the business and I either forgot to write her back or the conversation died off. I can go back and be like, hey girl, how was work today? Or whatever. It keeps those people in your inbox and you can see them. No Kid Live, I only get that like once every 2 weeks. So I can't tell you what it's like. I showered tonight. So, I mean, it's going pretty good so far. But did you have anything else to add with that? I don't think so.
No, just going back to the getting ready and staying ready. I know that I do follow-ups the moment a sale drops. Like if I wake up to a sale, I always make sure that like I get up, take my products, like clean up a little bit and get comfortable for however long it takes to get comfortable and do my follow-ups. I'll send an email to my customers. I will sit and go through my inboxes. It's almost kind of like a stop whatever I'm doing, stop whatever I had planned for the day. Which most of our sales are kind of predictable, like Labor Day, July 4th. Like we know when there's a sale coming sometimes. Exactly. Like go live, whatever it is. Like I try to do it as early as possible because what you don't want to do is wait until tomorrow, early afternoon. And then people are messaging you Tuesday and Wednesday about the sale that already ended. Whereas if you would have messaged them this morning, they probably would have got back to you by tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, something like that. So many people come in last minute every sale. Like Crystal will tell you, people will come in at 10 p.m. the night that a sale ends because they just read your message that you sent days prior to when the sale started or the day before when the sale started. So just don't wait until the last minute. Stay ready. I know Krista wanted to talk about like the first of the month versus now and stuff, and it just going along with that, getting ready and staying ready.
So I've had a long week. And I don't really have an excuse for that, but that's not what the point of this is. My thing is everyone gets hyped up on the first of the month. You're still a little hype on the second of the month. But now today's what? I don't even know what the hell today is. Today's the 6th. Are you still hype? Or did you already go back into your little I don't know what and stopped working and stopped being hype and making all the posts and being ready to go 4K and now you're doubting yourself and you're doing whatever. That I love new months. I love a Monday. I love a new month, a new week or whatever. But I also don't get it in my head like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do all the things and I'm going to write out all my goals. And then a week later, I'm like, yeah, no, just kidding. So that was another reason that we wanted to talk about getting ready. What are your goals? Are you working towards them every day? We all have days. We all have weeks. But get ready and then keep showing up and keep showing up. That's the only way that this pays off is showing up consistently. I don't just post my stuff in my stories one day and then in a week when I feel like it. No, I still post it every single day, even when I'm having crappy days. Most of my social media don't even know what I'm having a day. I mean, unless I go on there and talk about it, but I'm still showing up 24/7. And you don't have to talk about the products 24/7. Talk about your life. Y'all see Ari all in my stories. Like, I have a girl that messaged me today, and I guess I was giving this crazy look to Ari. She screenshot my crazy look and was like sent me a picture of it and was like, this is what I look like when my husband says this or that to me. But I mean, that's the type, she knew she could come to me like that. That's the type of relationships that we build with people. I show up and she knows that I have a sense of humor or whatever, and she knew I was going to think it was funny. But whereas somebody that comes on and shows, I don't know why I'm about to say this, but comes on and acts like they're a perfect Barbie or whatever. Like I just envision this perfect blonde or whatever. And they're just perfect 24/7. They don't get on there and be real. They're not a hot mess on their stories. Would you feel like you could approach somebody with something like that? No. So really being yourself, showing your funny side, showing, if you yell at your kids in the posts or in your stories. Okay. Like be you. I don't focus on month goals. I do weekly and keep. So that's smart.
I also wanted to add to that too. Like a lot of people who aren't, like if you're not really confident in a certain area or not good with a certain skill, like maybe you're not really good with making stories, maybe you are really not, like you don't like to go live, you can't really build that skill if you're constantly getting ready and then letting your foot off the gas and then getting ready and letting your foot off the gas. It gets better. Your posting gets better. The way you take pictures gets better. The way that you create new stories gets better. Going live gets better. Like all those things get better from constantly doing them, not from like getting pumped up and doing something at the beginning of the month and going live at the beginning of the month. And then you don't go live all month long. And you're showing up elsewhere, but you don't go live. So then you're only going live like once or twice a month. Maybe it's not going to get better. Krista and I got really comfortable talking in our stories because we just started rambling in our stories every single day. We go a day here and there without talking in our stories, like actually video on our stories. And the same thing with making unfolds and stuff. Like I've never been good at it. And I've over the last few months gotten better and better and better and better at it, about wording things and wording them in my stories. And now Instagram decided to make it super easy. And I don't need to unfold for it necessarily anymore. But I've just gotten a lot better at it because I've continued to do it even when I sucked. So like I still did it anyways. Like it's gone in 24 hours. Who cares? Alive, you can keep it up for a week, 2 weeks if you want. Take it down if you don't want to keep it up there. Like I bet like I was fat in some of my other lives. Like who cares? I do not care. Like take them down. Like there's some that I've taken down that just don't apply anymore. Like certain things about the business have changed over the last year. So like I've taken some of my lives down, but I just want to point that out too. Like, how do you ever expect to get good at a certain skill if you're constantly not showing up? Like you're doing it one day, like she said, you're pumped the first like day or two of the month when those credits hit, or, you know, just fresh month this, fresh month that, like new month, new goals, new me, whatever. And then you don't do any of those same things the rest of the month. That's why you're not getting good at them. You can be in 6 months and never get good at anything because you're only doing it the first week of the month.
It's the same thing with Tuesdays. You check your check on Tuesdays and it's $12 and you're like, what the hell happened? You only worked Wednesday.
Sorry.
You only worked Wednesday, or you showed up Wednesday, Thursday, and then you took the weekend off. And I'm not saying you can't take time off. Y'all know this. But you didn't do anything. You didn't post. You didn't sign any customers. So your check is $12. And it's going to be $12 next week if you only work Wednesday. Like, if my husband only showed up to work on Mondays, they're only going to pay him for Monday. They're not going to pay him for the rest of the week. He don't have PTO time. Like, I don't think, and I think that you all sometimes don't get that, or you think that you sit down, and that's the thing. You sit down and you work all day today and you wear yourself out and you did all the damn things. You followed 50,000 people. And then you don't do anything for 3 days, and then your check hits Tuesday, and you're like, but I worked my ass off. For one day you did. You did too much that day. You don't need to do the most one day. You need to do what you need to do every single day, and it'll add up.
Yeah, that used to be me. And whenever I worked a corporate job, I was the one, whenever they're like, who wants to leave early? I'd be like, me, and then I see my check, and then I'd be like, okay, girl, you are going to stay at work. Your full shift. You're going to take the minimal lunch break. You're going to get it together. And if I got paid weekly or biweekly, whatever, like for the whole week or for 2 weeks, and anytime they offer any extra hours, you're going to take them. And then the very next day, they're like, who wants to go home? Me. Like, that would be me. I would be letting my foot on and off the gas. I'd see the bills due or see the low check and be like, okay, I need to get it together. I'm pumped. I'm ready to go. Like, that's how you guys are on the first of the month, or like she said, on payday or whatever. And then as soon as they're like, who wants to leave early? You're like, yeah, no, I'm good today. Like, I'm just going to chill with hubby today, or I'm going to go out to eat today. I'm going to go have drinks today. I'm going to just chill. And then that turns into chilling for another day and chilling for another day, chilling for another day. And then whenever you look at the big span of 30 days or 90 days, then you end up like tipping the scale, like you chilled more than you worked. Because we don't have to look at it on like a Tuesday to Tuesday or a Monday through Sunday. Like if you actually look at it over 30 days, you may work hard for a full week. I mean, like balls to the wall, like every single day, all day, every day, like really got your head in the game and everything. But if you don't bring that same energy and vibe all month long, and then the next month and the next month, then when you look at 90 days, how many of those 90 days did you actually work? If you've been in 6 months, did you work for 2 of them and chill for 4 of them if you were to add them all up? That's the difference, is like we take hours off here, hours off there, time off here, time off there, a day here and a day there. But if you look at 30 days, it probably adds up to maybe 2 days off total, like completely, completely off. I still work every single day, no matter what. Like I don't let my foot off the gas. Me and Krista don't get excited at the first of the month. I'm not even gonna lie. Like neither one of us do. First of all, I don't get excited until my credit's hit. Period. For one, because I'm usually out of
the month we get
products. Right. I'm out of products on the first of the month usually. Like we're struggling. We're like counting capsules between us. Like, okay, well, like you take 2 this day because you're busy and I'll take 1. And then the next day, like I have a busy day, so why don't you take 2 and I'll take 1. How many Sculpt do you have? How many Balance do you have? Krista got a half a bottle of Balance from me like last week. It was deep. Okay. So the first of the month is not a good time. It's like right before you go to get your nails done and you need a fill-in. Like it's tragic. Okay. Like when you need your hair done right before you go, like it's tragic. When your kitchen is empty and you need to go to the grocery store, that's what the first of the month is for me. Like I'm taking a break from like ending the month strong. I'm ready to order my products. Like really don't talk to me because I'm out of everything. Okay. So talk to me on like the 4th when my products arrive. Then we're in business. Then we're good. So my month runs from the 4th till the 4th.
And I just seen about selling samples. So that's the thing too, I've noticed with some people. Like we talk about samples 24/7. Like I'm not saying every single day we're putting on our stories, we probably are, but like I always throw in there, like even if I'm off subject, like, oh, Ariana's getting on my nerves. By the way, if you want a mini pack, I'm packing those up and going out the door today. Like we always throw it in. That's why we sell samples. You all might see me post a post about samples and think, yep, I'm gonna copy and paste that right now. And then nobody messages you because they're like, what the hell is a sample pack? You didn't even post that since the last time that I posted that a month ago. So that's the thing when you look at like, oh, well, Chris assigned this many customers last month. Okay, but did you do everything that I did? Did you post in your stories and talk about your products every day? No, you did on Wednesday every week. So 4 days out of the month. So that's the thing. Like you have to think about those things. That's why we say don't compare each other. Because you don't, Shakira came in and blew it up and me and Kiana were like, well, what the hell? Like, but we weren't putting in work. Like we were coasting a little bit. Like we were like, okay, let me level up just a little
find
bit.
Her.
Maybe we're off subject, so it's fine.
No, I mean, it's really just about getting ready and staying ready, because I've had conversations with a few of you on here and stuff about like how I earned GOAT last month and earned $1,000 in credits last month and you're killing it. I don't do anything different. I'm constantly building my skill level. Like I'm always building my skill level. Like, I'm always showing up in my stories, but I'm just getting better at capturing moments with my family, or getting better at, like I said, making new opportunity stories. Like I'm just getting better at it, but I'm not doing anything new. I did not do anything in August that I didn't do back in April. Like when I went 12K, I do the same stuff. I show up in my story. I post my 3 steps every single morning. It's non-negotiable. Some mornings they get posted at 7 or 8. Some mornings it's 11:30. It depends on what I have going on. But my 3 steps get posted every single morning. Opportunity stories get posted every single day. I usually post my balance at night. And in between is filled with what I'm doing. It's filled with boomerangs of laundry, boomerangs of us on trainings, boomerangs of my family at the park, like whatever it is. That's what I do every single day. I did it back in April. I did it in August. I did not do anything different. In April, I followed up with people. In August, I followed up with people. I didn't have any magic words to say. It was probably the same damn follow-up, to be honest. Like very similar wording. It wasn't any like magic, like secret sauce that I sprinkled on anything. It was just like, hey, this is the sale that's going on right now. You either want it or you don't, like type of energy, you know, like I don't pressure anybody. I don't go live any more or less than I did a few months ago. I'm trying to think. There's nothing that I do today or
Well,
that I
and
do
like
for
you
this
said
product.
earlier, we've all sucked once. If you go on my Instagram and scroll all the way back,
Don't,
you're gonna see some like it's
don't,
not pretty.
don't do
Go back to my day one and you can see where we came from. But that's the thing, we've constantly grown too. We're not the same people we was even 6 months ago at all. And that's the thing, that's why you're so hard on yourself. And I can be hard on myself. I can go a month with all the personal development or whatever, and I feel like I haven't got anywhere, but Kiana can point out like, oh, you did this and you did that and you learned this or whatever. Like, you are hard on yourself because you don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
But 6 months from now, like my 6 months from 6 months ago, like I can see the difference. I know where I came from. But day to day, I didn't see none of that. I thought that I was spinning my wheels. So you probably feel like you're spinning your wheels, but that's okay. Keep showing up and doing what you're supposed to do. Because there's not this magical formula thing that you show up and then 15 people message you today. So I guess we can.
I just wanted to add one more thing to that, and then we can move on to the last thing. But just like I said, like with getting better at things, it's like it adds layers, because now, like how we were just talking about, like I don't get excited at the first of the month. It takes me a few days. I need my order to come in correctly and properly and get delivered and unbox my products, and then my new month starts. So when that happened and I got my stuff yesterday, me and Chris, I actually went back and forth because we're adding another layer. Like I told her, I was like, I really want to commit now that the weather's cooling down. I want to commit to doing my physical activity multiple times a week. And I'm not going to set this goal like I'm about to go walking 5 or 6 days out of the week, because I'm not going to happen. And the same thing with me getting ready. Now that I've like gotten really comfortable and consistent showing up on my stories for months and going live and not caring where I'm at, not caring what I talk about, not caring who views it or who doesn't view it or whatever. Now that I'm solid with that, now I'm like, okay, now I really want to get good at like making sure I get ready, because I don't wear makeup. I don't get ready very often. I feel suffocated when I wear a real shirt because I'm so used to wearing like oversized t-shirts now.
You mean
So I'm like, no, that's not an excuse though. I'm going to make it a personal goal. I told Chris, I said, I'm getting ready 3 times between this weekend and next weekend. I'm getting ready 3 times. Yesterday was 1. And then I'm going to do some sort of physical activity or just get outdoors 3 times between this weekend and next weekend. And today we went to the park. So I've already got 1 and 1 out of, like out of my goal. So now my goal isn't like make sure I go live or make sure I show up in my stories. That's what it was at first. Like I was horrible about being consistent with posting anything other than the 3 steps. Like I wasn't posting my opportunity all the time. Guess what? I wasn't signing any promoters either. So now that I've mastered that, it's on to the next thing. And then the next thing. So for you, that might be, just starting off with posting about your 3 steps in your stories. If you've not mastered that yet, master that for a couple of weeks. And then after you've mastered that, make sure you're doing your opportunity. And once you've mastered that, start doing your lives. Commit to 1 live a week. Don't commit to something that you're not going to do. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. Like, you're not about to do that. You know what I mean? Like, just stop. Okay. So 1 live a week. And then once you've mastered 1 live a week for a month, add something to it to sit down and create this many new unfold stories per month, or this many content days per month, and then narrow that down to weekly. If water intake is your problem, that's what Krista and I have been talking about. We need more water. Okay, we're going to make sure that we drink more water. It's not like what do they call it? It's not like something that we just say. Like, it's something that we're going to do. Like, once we say we're going to do it, we commit to it and we do it. Do we slack off here and there? Yeah. Like, there's going to be a day or 2 where we forget to drink our water. We're busy, whatever. But like I told Krista, I'm like, if I'm out more and I'm exercising more, or I'm just physical more, I'm going to sleep better. So I'm going to feel better. I'm going to crave more water. It all ties in. So that's the conversation that her and I just had yesterday, though, about how we're adding something else. Like, we've gotten good at all these different things. So now it's time to add in something else. So whatever you're not good at, just start off small. Just start off with, okay, what I'm not doing is going live, or what I'm not doing is being consistent in my stories. That's going to be my first goal. 1 live a week and consistent in my stories for an entire week. Because guess what? To give yourself that round of applause at the end of that week feels so amazing, and want you to keep doing it. And then in your subconscious mind, it's going to build that habit anyway. So you're going to continue doing it for weeks and weeks to come anyway. So we can move into our last thing if you
can announce it, then we can go into it.
So next Sunday, mark your calendars, next Sunday, 9 p.m., we are going to have the same meeting, but instead of it being a training, it is going to be a virtual vision board party. I'm super, super excited. So I don't know if we've done one as a tribe. If we have, I wasn't on it. So that's my bad, but I don't think we've done one, at least not recently. So your goal over the next week, I'm probably going to be doing a digital one because I don't like the board thing. Like, clutter kind of gives me anxiety. So I'm going to do it as like a collage that I can save like to my wallpaper on my phone. But for those of you who do like to get crafty and cut and paste and all these different things, your goal is to get your desires list. And we're going to talk more about that. Get your desires list, cut things out of magazines, print pictures of the car you want, print pictures of the house you want, the vacation you want to take, the amount of money that you want to see in your bank account, whatever it is, whatever your goals are. If it's a certain school you want to send your kids to, if you want to go back to school and that's one of your goals, whatever your goals are, no matter how big or small, get images or, type the words up and print them out. However you want your board to look, get all that together over the next week. And then 9 p.m. Eastern time next Sunday, we're going to, if you drink, bring some wine. If you don't drink, maybe bring some Blast, or Boost or a shake or whatever you want. And we're going to hang out together and just have fun and maybe chat about each other's goals and really just bring the vibe for that. Because when it comes to bringing your goals in, the energy is what matters. And so I want Krista to talk about desires because she kills this area. Like, it's crazy.
So I don't want you all to think, okay, I don't want your vision board to say new car, 40K, 10,000 in savings, like all the boring stuff that you're going to hit along the way anyways. I want it to, so you can make a running list on notebook paper, which is what I did in the first place. I'm just going to make it into a vision board. So I know you all have probably heard me share this before because I've shared it on a few trainings, but I've had this desires list and all it is I want it. I want this list. That's all it is. So I literally had the dumbest stuff. It wasn't dumb to me, obviously. I wanted a coffee table. I wrote down coffee table on the list. I bought a coffee table this year. I wanted a dining room table because we only had a dining room table to sit 4 people. Y'all know I have 50 kids. Like at any given time, there's 6 or 7 of us here. We were pulling chairs from this room or that room, or somebody just couldn't sit. Like I put a dining room table that sat 6 or more. I bought that literally on a whim. I was like, oh, somebody posted this on Marketplace. I have the money. Let's do it. My husband, I've probably been on his nerves all year.
Your new bed.
I'll have a whole new bedroom suite. I've wanted that for I don't know how long. I've got this furniture before, but when I had wanted new furniture, it just kind of happened. We just got DJ a car, huh?
Your MacBook.
Yeah, my MacBook. Yeah, I was going to talk about that.
He knows that she manifested a MacBook for like months.
If you were on my team listening over and over, I was like, I can't record the Zooms. Kiana used to have to record Zooms for me and everything because I didn't have a computer. Like, I know Candy remembers. I used to always be like, I'm gonna get a computer next week for real. For real though, like I'm gonna have a new MacBook next week, and I just
can I just interrupt you really quick? These aren't things that she wrote down. Like, I want a new coffee table, or I want a MacBook, and then on Tuesday or in a couple Tuesdays, she went out and paid cash for and bought. These are things that fell into her lap because she spoke them into existence. There's a difference. It's not like she's making buku money and it's just like, oh, I'm gonna just go buy whatever I want whenever I want it. Like, no, she said, I want a coffee table. 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 And so
I spent like $25 or $50 on it. Like I didn't spend a ton of money on any of it.
Yeah, no, like it was all like cheap, like, or given to her or just manifested right into her lap out of nowhere. Like, it's crazy. She's like, going to pick up some furniture, going to pick up my computer. I'm like, okay, girl, bye. Like,
I said I wanted sports bras. I wanted some Victoria's Secret sports bras. For my birthday, Kiana done bought me some. Like, it's just little things though. But it's just little things that I want you all to think about. And it doesn't have to be just little things. I've been talking about some Gucci slides for months. I'm getting some damn Gucci slides. Like, Kiana's over it. She's like, bruh, I'm telling Brittany to buy them.
Like, I'm about to just buy them for her so she could take it. It's the first thing on the list, y'all. The first thing. Not the house, not anything for the kids. Not anything about savings account. Nothing. Some Gucci slides. I'm like, dude, I'm about to buy them for you. Like, because I can't do this anymore.
But I mean, there's
going to have them.
If you all know what Afterpay is, I discovered that this year. My husband has never seen my Afterpay account, okay? He never will, ever, ever. Like, I have a PIN code on that shit. Like, he's not about to see that. So the other day, I'm usually good at hiding packages too. That's how I get a lot of stuff. So I've been like these lounge sets, Shein or however you say it. Like, I bought pajamas, lounge sets. That's what I live in. So I treated myself. It's fine. He still don't know. Like, Kiana bought them for me or something. I don't know. But the other day he ended up being home when I ordered some Steve Madden sandals. Okay, I Afterpaid that, but the receipt still says $90 on them. And he's like, "Are you for real?" I'm like, "No, I got it on discount." I did. It's like 4 payments, but like it was discounted. I mean, there's so many ways but I never knew what Afterpay was. I feel like I manifested that in my life. So if I want something, I wanted a teeth whitening kit, Afterpay. But it's feasible for me because I can justify it. I can justify $24 every 2 weeks. That's just something in my mind that I can do. I'm snitching. Yeah, Candy, I'm blocking you on his Facebook right now.
DJ thinks I'm the best friend ever and buys her all the stuff that she has.
All the things. But I mean, it's little things. So a new Michael Kors purse. I ended up getting one for Christmas. Notebooks, pens, like all the things. Kiana buys me cups all the time. It's just little things. I literally want you to print them out or save a picture of them or whatever. Like this week I went on to the Cadillac website, designed the whole car that I wanted. Am I getting it this year? I don't know. It might fall in my lap. Like, I don't know. But I went through and I designed the exact Cadillac that I wanted because I just realized this week that's what I wanted. I'm about to print it off and put it on my vision board. That's what I'm working towards. So, it's not about looking at it every day and saying, I'm getting this. Your subconscious mind is going to see it over and over again. And it's just you're going to manifest it. You're going to hold that energy. You're going to see yourself in that car. And then we have auto bonuses to pay for it. So it's a no-brainer. But I know for a fact, like I'm printing out a Louis Vuitton purse. I'm not buying that. It's coming from somewhere, but I'm telling you right now, I'm not buying that. Like, that's not happening. But the Cadillac that I want, I don't want to Escalade. The Cadillac that I want, if you want a dining room table, go find one that you like. It may not be exactly like that, but it's going to fall in your lap. What else did I get? I don't know. You're better at remembering stuff for me.
No, I think you've named off like the major things, but I mean, even minor things. She was like, I want some anklets. Okay, I just bought a whole pack of them. Like, I'm about to bring them over. She needed some new belly button rings. Hers had came out. Okay, I'm about to give you some of those too. Like, I bought her like a pack of them for her birthday. Like, it's just little random stuff. When I broke my sunglasses like a month ago, I was like, you got some sunglasses you don't need? And I had been looking on Amazon. I was going to buy some. I just didn't know how they were going to look. She bought me some that I love that looks similar to the ones I was looking at on Amazon, and they fit perfect and I like them. So anything that we need, I have been needing a tote to put all my work stuff in. I ordered some candles off of Ulta, and when you made a purchase over a certain amount, you got a free tote. Like, it's little stuff like that. And it might sound silly to write these small things down, but like, you may want to put your kids in sports. It may just be your goal to not have to look at the bank account before you go into the grocery store. It might be, that's what we were getting at, was DJ's car. She had been manifesting like a car for her husband for a while before it actually happened. So it might be something like that. Upgrading your car, upgrading your husband's car, whatever it is, write it all down. First of all, write it down on a piece of notebook paper. Do what?
My Tahoe, that was one of the main things. I put my Tahoe's transmission went out, and it sat here for what, a year? Mm-hmm. We didn't have the money to fix it. So I wrote it down that I wanted to get my Tahoe fixed. When they did that double pay in May, your girl was bringing like $1,000 a week just on my checks. It took 1 week of pay to get my Tahoe fixed. I was like, I called, scheduled it, went and dropped it off. When I got paid that Tuesday, I went and picked it up. Like, I manifested that double pay. I manifested getting my Tahoe fixed after a damn year of it sitting there, because I obviously didn't want it fixed. Subconsciously, I just knew it would just sit there. It was fine. So that's the main thing. Like, you have to know, like, what do you want? Okay, what else do you want? What else do you want? Do you want your kids to have new shoes?
You already had all that. Then what else would you want?
Right.
What would you do if you could, if your goal is to go back to school and you did that, and if your kids were in the school or program or sport or whatever that you wanted them to be in, and then your husband was home and you guys both drove the cars that you wanted and you lived in the house that you wanted, then what would you want? Like, assume all that already happened, then what?
Yeah, all your bills are paid. We get paid what? Tomorrow's not Tuesday. We get paid in 2 days. All your bills are already paid. What are you going to buy? I don't care if it's a Starbucks. Print out a picture of a Starbucks cup.
Mm-hmm.
Literally anything that you want. Some new glasses, some new picture frames, I'm printing out some Smallwood pictures. I don't know if y'all know what that is, but it's a website that prints your pictures and they're like really pretty. That's what I want. Do you want new headbands? Kiana's been wanting new headbands. She finally did it.
Your family pictures. Ari hasn't been in a family picture, and she's about to be 2. So that tells you how long it's been since. Have you guys even had family pictures made since your engagement pictures, like other than wedding photos?
No, we've never had family pictures. Like, we're a whole blended family. I never had any pictures done.
And she just got pictures done a couple weeks ago. Have been talking about it for the longest.
And it wasn't even like a money thing either. It was just a time and do we really want them and a whatever. And it literally, I messaged the girl, booked it, and I was like, we're getting them done. Mm-hmm. What have you been putting off? Is there something that you want that maybe you're afraid to admit it? Okay, don't tell your husband. I don't tell DJ nothing. Like, I have a whole notebook. He don't even know what I've manifested. Like, he's very frugal. Like, he would cuss me out. But write these things down. Like, what do you really want? There's nothing wrong with you wanting these things. I used to think that I couldn't have a Louis Vuitton because, I don't know, it was expensive and I didn't deserve it. If I want it, I deserve it. Why not? So I'm writing it down. Mm-hmm. Because the thing is, we always talk about this, but is it written in the sky or in the Bible that says Krista does not deserve a Louis Vuitton purse? No. Is it written in the sky that I'm ugly or that I don't know, I was about to say I can't read good or something, but no, it's not written. So why can't you have it? And I know if you were raised like, as a Christian or in church or whatever, you may have heard like money's the root of all evils, things like that. But like, why? Why doesn't God want you to have a nice purse? I mean, really though, like, do you have a legit reason? Why doesn't he want you to have nice things? Why can't your kids have nice clothes? Why can't you go shopping? Why can't you go to Disney? Like, I don't understand. Give me one good reason. Like, facts, straight facts. Kiana can't go to the park because she don't like the heat. And that's a fact. But, I mean, really, though, sit and think about those things. Why can't you have what you want? Do you want Gucci slides? Why can't you have them? I don't care if they're $300 and you're not spending it. Do you want it or not? So I really want, and it's written in DJ. Chrissy doesn't get it exactly. Like, Kiana's buying me a Louis Vuitton, obviously, but
it's fine.
Think about these things. I really want you to, if you want, I don't care how dumb it is. Do you want new kitchen counters? Do you want a new ceiling fan? Like, I don't know what you want. Everybody's different. But I want you to think about these things. Write them down. If it's a ceiling fan, I don't know if I'd put a ceiling fan on my vision board, but I might put it on my desires list. Like, write down what you want.
Ceiling fans, like the nice ones, I would put those. I would put pictures of them on mine, but that's a whole other story. Like, for me, I usually manifest in like forms of money, but like in forms of things. I've manifested trips. I manifested the car that I have. My wedding dress, for those of you who don't know, my wedding dress was going to be $1,000 before alterations. And the day before, I was kind of stressing it. So maybe an hour before I had to be at David's Bridal to get my $1,000 dress before a couple $100 alterations, we went to a consignment shop and it was a brand new designer $1,700 dress for $300. Like, I manifested that because I started stressing. I'm like, wow, it's $1,000. Like, yeah, my mom's going to pay for it, but I'm still going to have to cover the alterations. So literally this dress, brand new, and it was like 2 sizes too big. I was like, dude, I will get fat to fit this. I don't care. For $300 and it's a Christina Wu dress, I do not care what I have to do. But I manifested it, and it's actually really scary because I was reading The Magic, and there's an example that they're giving in the book, and it says something about like a date or this, a wedding dress. Like, it said wedding dress in the book, and I took a picture and showed Krista, and I was kind of freaked out. And then the next day, found a $300 and something dress instead of $1,000. So my wedding dress, my whole wedding, actually, like the wedding itself, like all this stuff for the wedding, the venue, like price wise and stuff like that. Same thing with furniture.
And it can be money things. Like, we were struggling. I don't care to admit this. Y'all know I talk about money, but we've been struggling paycheck to paycheck and everything. There was no extra. There was no spend this on this or whatever. And then all of a sudden my checks were, it wasn't just Lavelle paychecks or whatever, you know, it could be money coming here or there or wherever. I ended up being able to pay and do all of her bridal shower stuff, everything. I couldn't even pay my bills weeks ago. And then I was able to do all that. Like, how did that happen? Like, it's not just like selfish things. Do you have a best friend? What can you do for them? What can you do for your husband? I get him stuff all the time. Like, I buy my kids stuff all the time. Like, it's not just about you. But are you a better mom if your bills are paid? Do you sleep better if your bills are paid? Are you happier if you do get to go shopping? Like, I'm telling you, I can be in a bad mood and I'm like, I'm about to go to Target and get my matcha and literally just walk the halls. Even if I don't have no money, I'm gonna feel better. Do what makes you happy. And if that's what you need to do to start thinking about things you want, go to Target, Ross, Marshalls, wherever, and walk around. Get you a Starbucks drink and just walk around and think about what you want. A new bedroom set, new sheets, literally anything. I want you to write it down. Put it in the notes in your phone. Go to Target, walk around, see what you want. You're going to find something at Target that you want. Let's be real. So
let me point this out too. Krista didn't realize that she was calling these things into her life until she wrote them down. Because it's like she would get something, but then already be thinking about the next thing or already be thinking about the other things that she wanted / needed. So she wasn't really seeing that she was getting the things that she wanted until she put it on paper and had to start over because she had already crossed most of it off. Yeah. Like she wanted some credit repair work done for her and DJ, got that taken care of to be able to open up new opportunities for other things. You know, like she didn't realize until all these things that we just named, the coffee table, the bedroom suit, the clothes, the little things, the big things, she didn't even realize it until she was staring at a piece of notebook paper. She sent me a picture of it with a whole bunch of crossed off items. So where she had to just take what was left and start an entirely new list. And that's how mine was. I was like, dude, I might need help with my desires list. I don't even know
that what I want. She didn't know what she wanted. Yeah.
Like I've gotten all the, you know, small to medium things that I want. I have a brand new car. Lavelle pays for the car. So that's even better. That's something that I wanted. Like, so now it's more of like I want a new build house. I want a brand new car for my husband. It's like bigger things. I want trips every single month. I want to be able to take my kids here, take my kids there. Like it's bigger things than what it was before because I've gotten all the things. Like my house isn't even big enough for me to get anything else right now, like buy anything else. Like I can't shop. I can't do anything because I don't have enough space. So in my head, I'm like, what's the solution? More space. I'm not getting rid of anything. More space to get more things, obviously. But like, okay, I was out of candles last week. My husband was like, you want anything? Some candles, boom, $60 worth of candles that he bought me. I didn't have to, when you think about your desires, don't even think about like, but I'm never going to have the money for those things because they can so easily manifest into your life. They can so easily fall in your lap or be discounted half off, or, you know, it may be some Gucci slides or a purse or something like that. And it may go on sale for Black Friday. You know what I mean? Like it may be a gift to you for Christmas from somebody else, whatever it is. Like it doesn't have to be like you're buying it at full price and whatever. Like she said, there's Afterpay, there's all these other things. If it's a car, it's like, oh, well, I don't have the credit for a car. I don't have this. I don't have that. Okay, it's probably going to fall in your lap when you earn your auto bonus. You know what I mean? Like it's not, don't associate it with it costs a lot of money. Like a new build house, that requires multiple years of job history whenever you are self-employed or of taxes when you're self-employed. Credit score that's very high, big down payment, all the things. But that's not the way that I'm thinking about it. The way that I'm thinking about it is I'm probably going to end up like randomly running into like land somehow, probably through my husband's family. and then probably just maybe tearing down what's on it and starting from scratch. Like, it's going to be a situation like that. I'm not saying like I have to have all the money in the world to be able to get all the things that I need. No, they're probably going to just like slowly but surely fall into my lap because I'm a match for those things and I deserve those things and I'm worthy of those things. So that's what we want to get across to you. It's like, don't think about the dollar amount of the thing that you want. Just think about the thing that you want, because how much it costs doesn't matter. Don't think about like how much debt you have. Just know that you want to have zero debt. Don't think about how much your student loans are. Just know that you want to be making that final $200 payment on it. You want to be cutting that credit card up. You want to be doing X, Y, and Z. Don't think about how much it costs to stay in this, I don't know, resort in another country or whatever. Don't think about that. Just think about how it feels to be there.
Yep.
Print out the resort paper. You know what I mean? Like the flyer for it or whatever. Don't think about how much it costs to get there. So that's kind of, I think, the piece that we were leaving out is like, don't focus so much.
And then, so the $1,000 credits, we manifested that. We knew, I've been telling Kiana for a minute, for like weeks, I'm getting another 800 pack. I'm getting 800 pack. I don't know why. I just feel it. I knew he was about to do something. I said, we're getting bulk product. And then we both hit the $1,000 in credits to get all the product. It's little things. I know that's not little. That's a lot of product. I'm just saying, like, when we feel these things, if you just feel like, oh, I want to go buy new fall decor. Okay, feel that. What's it feel like to have it? Write it down. I went and bought new fall decor. Like, I just want you all to realize, like, anything that you want, there's nothing wrong with that. You can desire whatever you want. To be whoever you want, to have whatever you want, to show up as whoever you want to be. Anything. Do you want more confidence? Work on it. Manifest it. It's possible. Do you want 40K? Go for it. Show up every single day like a 40K leader. I don't know if I had anything else. Do you have anything else? So
that's it. I'm excited for our vision board party next week. So just get thinking about those things and printing pictures off and writing things down and stuff like that.
And if you all have ideas or get to thinking about stuff or make your list or whatever, share it in the group so it gives other people ideas. Because me and Kiana both do that. I'm like, oh, I want some new fall decor. Oh, me too. Like, oh, I want a new couch. Yeah, I do too. Like, you can get your brain going, like stuff you wouldn't even think about.
It's stupid stuff though too, like that. Those, what are those keychain wristlet things? The thick one.
Your keys, yeah.
Yeah, she had one that was like animal print. I'm like, I want one of those. I like those.
You don't know what you want until you see somebody else with it.
It's anything. Oils, like essential oils, candles, and in the chat, it's like it can be, you know, things that are like accomplishments, financial freedom, self-worth. All those things, like, what does it take to get you there? What does it take to make you feel accomplished? Like I said, you might want to go back to school, or you might want to switch career paths, or you may want to anything that's going to make you feel good. Like I said, it may be sporting, it may be volunteering, it may be paying for someone's Christmas. I know that's been on mine and Chris's desires list for a while, to like sponsor a family for Christmas, which we have done work like that before. Like we've sponsored like 10 families for Thanksgiving and provided their Thanksgiving food for them. Like we've done things like that, but we want to like, I'm so mad that Santa has COVID. But we want to be able to like pay someone's layaway off for Christmas, or, you know, just like things like that. So like it's always growing, but it's like once you really start to see those things get marked off, it just does something different to you. And it really makes you realize that you can dream way bigger, that you can go after the next thing, that thing leads into another thing that leads into another thing. It's like, oh, well, if I can get a brand new car instead of my Faltima that I had, y'all know I call it the Faltima. If I can get a brand new car, let's get it paid for. Okay, boom, I got it paid for. Let's get my husband a new car. And then let's get that paid for. And then like, who knows who else want a car and get it paid for. Like we'll keep going down the list, but like you don't really know what's possible until you make the list first. Look at it 3 months from now, 6 months from now, and see how many things you've crossed off. And then you have to start over and make bigger goals and bigger dreams and bigger desires. And you start crossing those things off. Like you don't really know it's working until you visually see it's working. And I can attest to that from seeing Krista, like always just feel like she was needing something. I'm like, okay, but you called in like randomly $1,700 to get the Tahoe fixed, and you got this, and you got that, and you got your computer, and you got this, and DJ has a great job, and this happened, and that happened. Like, I feel like I kind of manifested this virtual school thing. I did not manifest COVID, but I complained for so long about getting up early and taking the kids to school. My kids have never lived in a district or school zone or whatever where they could take a bus. So I always have to take them, and it's just so inconvenient for me. I know that sounds so like selfish or whatever. It's just inconvenient. I'm like, who made these rules up? I already went to school. I already had to be here early. I shouldn't have to be here early anymore. And now like I get to set my alarm and just wake them up and get them, situated, and then they can go on about their day. Like I manifested this like at home life that I really enjoy, and it has its challenges obviously, but I still manifested it is the point. Like I still brought this in is the point.
Well, I think we've held y'all long enough. It's been almost an hour. I don't know how we managed to do that, but I hope y'all got something out of it. So if you had any aha moments, share them in the group, and then share your ideas or your lists or whatever. I mean, you might have stuff on there that we don't need to see, but like make a different list or something. Share your ideas. But yeah, I'm excited. Get all your stuff ready for the week. And we will see y'all next Sunday and do all this, and we'll make it like a party. Like she said, you can bring some alcohol, you can bring some water, whatever you want to bring, and then we can just have fun and do it all together. So I hope y'all have a good night and a great week, and let's go finish rocking out this sale too. Love y'all.
Bye.